man's first nut, he straight up shot it out like a rocket. Like that's kind of unrealistic. But like, what's a comic book?
The panel where he's like looking at
Yeah,
it.
mine. I killed a bird with mine.
And then we also see a scene of him using Cumworld to go shit in a plant at work. Based off of the narration, I thought that he was quitting, but he's not. This is just a thing he does, and we learn a little bit more about that later. After that, he takes Suzie to Cumworld, which I think is a weird choice for a second date. I get that it's like connected to his backstory and the Quiet and Cumworld, but I still think it's a weird choice for a second date. But regardless, they have a really great time. They go into the porn theater they have there, and they have sex in the porn theater. And then they tear apart the Cumworld and just have a good time. And then there's the Fat Bottom Girls scene, which is not in Cumworld. It's in a bar.
Bro.
And this scene is fantastic.
That scene in the fucking book.
Suzie sings Fat Bottom Girls.
Fat bottom girls, you make the rockin' world go round.
And they wanted to do a whole sequence where Suzie sang Fat Bottom Girls, but they couldn't get the rights. And so I only read the trade. I didn't read the original narration. Mikey, do you know what the difference is? Because I know they tried again to get the right for the trade, and so the narration is actually different in the trade than is in the
it is. So basically, the whole in the comic in the issue is basically just talking about like how like we wanted to get the rights for it, but we didn't get a chance to, and they mentioned that like it's still in the works, so we might maybe have it for the trade. We'll let you know, and then that's when you're just like, okay, that's what I told Matt off camera. Like, I checked to make sure, like, hey, like maybe the trade actually got it, and then the trade's like, no, we didn't get it, so like we're just gonna waste your time doing the same thing again.
And you can come on the bus. Psych.
So yeah, I mean, it has its differences, but yeah, I thought it was so. I've never seen that in a comic where like they use editor's notes to like censor the bubbles for a specific reason. And I'm just like, that's freaking cool. Like, you know, it's very creative.
Yeah, I think it's really clever. So then Jon gets this idea to rob a bank in order to save the library.
All right, everybody, this is a hold up. Get down to the ground, you won't get hurt. Whoa, geez. Are you okay, hon? I'm okay. All right, you.
Which obviously very clearly goes poorly because we go back to that very bank robbery, and Jon gets backhanded by some of this lady's goons who, because they can, like I said, just walk through Cumworld. What's going on there? What's that? Maybe we'll find out someday, but not in this issue. We're gonna think about Sex Criminals issue number 3.
You forgot to mention that our boy Jon got smacked the fuck up by a strat.
I thought I did just say he got backhanded.
Yeah, it's this book, man.
2 hours later.
I do like the fact that they do a good job of contrasting like how boring their lives are in a sense, because Jon is a secretary at the bank that they're trying to rob. He hates it. Suzie's a librarian trying to save a library that no one really cares about. Mm-hmm. That's also boring, and she hates that. And Fraction does a good job of again trying to continuing the story of like these are how they both have mundane lives when they're not in Cumworld or in the Quiet, but like the way they deal with it is either shitting in plants and texting each other and building that relationship and that chemistry. And I thought that was really well done in this issue. So yeah,
for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's like those like subtleties within it too. I like how they both realize that they can both be part of Quiet World, and then thinking about that it's a shared thing. It's like, fuck, is there an us now? Like too, like there's a lot to like consider here, and then it just expands into this like it's almost like the fun to it is what I really like, where it's just like them figuring this stuff out, but also figuring each other out too physically, because it's like having sex to achieve this power can get boring, but they're like having fun with it along the way.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, they're also just like, shit, should I text you? I don't know if I should text you yet. Fuck it, I'm gonna text you because I like you. All right, what's going on? How you doing? And then like those like little day-to-day moments. I liked it.
You have great taste in music.
This Smith.
Yeah. To die by your side is such a heavenly way to die. I love them.
Holy.
So Come World, like not the power, but the actual place, that theater. Do they still have shit like that around? Nah, like probably like hella vintage, right? Like the porno theaters.
I think they're still a thing, but I don't know. I
Selective.
don't know how common they are.
Yeah.
Probably really selective places.
Because like watching, because I don't know, I was watching like just a doc, like because Netflix be having these serial killer documentaries, but they're talking about like there was one in New York talking about how like Times Square back in the day was the red light district, and like there was just everywhere. And they have those like peep shows and those.
That's what that's what my dad says every time we go to Times Square. He's always like, "Wow, this place, they cleaned this place up, didn't they?"
Whoa, they really cleaned this place up. Looks brand new.
He lived in New York in like the 80s, so.
A few moments later.
Also, I want to point out here one of the pages where they're like when they're playing in the sex store for fun while they're in the quiet, which is like a very fun scene. Is fucking Susie wearing a mask that has fucking what's his name?
That's Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe's face, right?
That's fucking Willem Dafoe, man.
I need to see this.
I looked at it and I was like, huh. They look bad, and I cracked up. I was
That's Willem fucking Dafoe right there.
Maybe Prada. This is some sport thing. I don't know.
Why is there a Willem Dafoe mask in a sex shop?
Because.
Just because?
Yeah.
He has a scary big penis apparently.
Willem Dafoe's penis causes psychological trauma.
That's not even a joke.
It's
not even a joke. No, they had to use a fake penis for Antichrist because he whipped it out.
Yeah, he was packing.
Really big.
Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So they used like a stand-in dick or whatever for him.
That's kind of funny.
Green Goblin packing, you know.
Yeah.
He killed his wife. That's why Harry's mom is never around. His cock was too big.
Killed her.
The film they watch is called Hard on Fink, and as like all pornos in the 80s, the dialogue is fucking ferocious, and I love that.
So, do you want me to give you your cream now?
I've been waiting for it all day.
As opposed to for now, where the dialogue is spectacular.
Yeah, it's high class, high class cinema.